Vedant, grim news from your city, of course, something that happens every winter in Delhi, that time of the year again. In Delhi, a thin layer of toxic smog, I believe, has begun to cover the capital skies, and air has started to turn deadly. In fact, breath by breath, these toxic pollutants in the air are killing Delhiites. Vedant, take us through what is going on and how bad is the situation going to be as the winter approaches and in the next few months.
Absolutely, Radhika. As you said, it's that time of the year again, and the situation has begun to get grim. In fact, the air quality currently in several parts of the national capital is in the poor category, which essentially means that the toxic micropollutant, which is PM 2.5, is almost 8 to 10 times the safe limit set by the World Health Organization. Now, that's extremely concerning, given the fact that these micropollutants actually penetrate your lungs, and they can cause chronic respiratory illnesses and even cancer in the long term. So, of course, a word of caution there for all Delhiites, to wear the N95 mask every time you step out. That's what doctors have said. Remember, Radhika, there have been various reports that point to the fact that air pollution can also lead to antibiotic resistance, can lead to, respiratory illnesses, of course, wheezing, and, those are sort of things we Delhiites witness almost every year. In fact, I'm being told Ishika is now joining us. But Ishika, what's important is that the emergency measures have now kicked in. Every year, you and I have reported on this for almost 3 years, that GRAP Stage 1 kicks in exactly at this time. And, they fail to curb emissions because they don't target pollution at the source level. All they can do is reduce the levels to a certain extent, but they cannot curb emissions. What's the situation as we speak?
Well, Vedant, in fact, as you rightly mentioned, right now the Great Response Action Plan Stage 1, in fact, has been implemented in the national capital and the NCR region. But as you rightly mentioned, the experts believe that it is not, in fact, a permanent solution, rather a very temporary solution, to the pollution concerns here in the national capital. Now, here under this Graded Response Action Plan, there are a set of measures that needs to be followed by the construction sites, and we are present at one of the construction sites in Pitampura. I'd like to show you the visuals here. You can see, that the work currently, in fact, is going on, as in fact we are showing you here. And yesterday, Vedant, what is important is that yesterday, in fact, a 50,000 fine was levied by DPCC on this particular construction company. And you can see that in this entire region, the work is going on, but you cannot see one water sprinkler working here. You can see the smoke guns also present, but none of them working here currently. So despite, in fact, Vedant, we talk about the implementation also, like you and I were discussing, even after fine being levied by the DPCC, you are seeing that there is absolutely no effect on the ground. So certainly, these are the visuals, in fact, that you'll be getting from different corners of the national capital and the NCR region, that there are measures, that are in fact issued by the government, by the DPCC, by the CAQM. But on the ground, how much of it is actually being followed? That remains a question, and we continue to show you the visuals from here. The work is going on. In fact, there's no green cover, as you can see, no water sprinklers working, and no smoke guns at all that are working here. This after the fine of 50,000 has already been levied. So certainly, the question remains, Vedant, that there is absolutely no implementation on the ground, but what is the government actually doing to implement, to make sure that it is actually implemented? So certainly, even the temporary measures here are not working.